Hello, families. I'm Barbara Stevenson with Richland County First Steps, and today's activity is teaching your children how to cut. Usually, this activity is done when they're at least 24 months. So, I'm going to show you. Well, first of all, let me show you what we have. We have this handy dandy box. Like I said, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But this is my little box, and it's going to be called my cutting station. You can find a box, a bag, any container that you have, and just let the child know whatever's in this box you can use to cut. So if it's not in the box, they can't cut. So this is setting limits and consequences. Okay, so the things I have regular white paper, their very own magazine, and if you have a child's magazine that's old that they can use to cut, that's fine. I had paper plate that I cut, and the reason why I cut it in half so it can fit in the box. We have construction paper, use different colors, and it's a time you can work on colors. I found a Imperial margarine box. I had a pasta box, and we have Play-Doh and some straws. And I guess you wonder why you have straws and Play-Doh. Well, I'm going to show you in a few minutes. Then I also have a marker. Okay, so this is my cutting station, and I'm going to keep everything in the box. So the first thing you want to do is make sure at all times when the children are using scissors, they are supervised, always supervised when they're using scissors. And you're going to set limits. Make sure they only cut at the table and cut things out of their scissor station. I'm calling this my scissor station. Teach them how to close the scissors once they finish with it. And of course, try to tell them you never walk around with scissors. So teach them how to keep it closed and put them away in a safe place when they're finished in their cutting station. Okay. First, you're going to show the children how to put their thumbs. Let me get my scissors. And you may want a pair of scissors for yourself also. If you're like my grandbaby, she wants to do things on her own. You know, I want to hold it. So have your pair and have a pair for her. And then you may, if you have a left-handed child, you may want to invest in scissors for lefties. Okay, so show them how to put their thumb in the finger. The thumb goes in the small circle, and you have your index finger and your pointer that goes on the bottom. And just have them to open and close, open and close. So you want to work with them, open and close. And you just make, look there, look at my little fish or my alligator, hop, chop, 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 chop. And it's time to feed them. Okay, so before you get with them cutting the paper, the reason why I have the Play-Doh. Now we use Play-Doh activities earlier to show them to use it to strengthen the muscles in their fingers. So this time we're going to use it a different way. All right, so I'm going to get the Play-Doh, and this is just to practice and show them, to get them used to holding the scissors and snipping. Okay, so flatten the Play-Doh out. And you're going to want to hold the paper or the Play-Doh at the beginning until they learn how to hold with one hand and cut with the other hand. So you just hold the Play-Doh and let them hold the scissors. And Mr. Alligator wants to eat. And this way, it's just like I said, giving them practice of cutting or of getting that motion in. And let them work with that. Or they can use their straw and just snip the straw. Just snip, snip, snip. Again, you're just getting that practice in with doing that motion of opening and closing. Okay? So, now once they're ready to cut, get your different paper that you have and let them, and at the beginning they may just snip. They may not go cutting all the way to the edge. You know, they'll probably do this, and then later on they're going to get to go further. And again, you probably will have to hold the paper while they do the cutting, and teaching them to hold with one hand and cut with the other hand. You have different types of paper. So on the white paper and with the marker, what I have is once they get that motion of cutting, you want to get your marker and draw some thick lines. And I'm going to draw it the short way. And once they get better and better, you draw it the long way. So you just draw some thick lines, like so. And then you can draw zigzag lines, or you can draw a curvy line. Again, these are stages. These are stages. So you're going to do the straight lines first once they get used to the cutting. And like I said, you may want to have one for you and one for them. And have them to put the paper down or hold with one hand and just cut. I'm going to hold it up so you can see. Well, you know how to cut, but have them to cut. And again, if they don't go all the way to the end, that's fine. And if it's not straight on the straight line, that's fine. Thing you really want them to do is just to learn how to cut. Not that it's real straight. That comes much later. Okay, and the zigzag line. And these are just different ways they can cut. And once they cut their lines and cut their paper, they cut it all off. Look at that. Look at that. Look what you did. I am so proud of you. Save their cutting. Save it in their cutting station so they can see what they've done and see how far they've come. And there's my curvy line. And this is, again, comes when they learn how to master cutting. Simple, 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 easy way to teach your baby how to cut, or your children how to cut. Look what they did. How about that? And just let them save that. Okay? Again, make sure they're supervised at all times when they're cutting. You don't want to leave the children with the scissors alone. You want to set limits and consequences. This is your cutting station. Anything in this box you can cut. Even with the magazine. Make sure they get old magazines that you're finished with and you don't want to read. And they can just snip and cut and play with the magazine. They can cut out, if they see a picture they like, let them cut out the picture. Okay? So this is their cutting station, and the activity is teaching your children how to cut. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you have any questions, you can call me at 803-553-1812. Thank you, and I'll see you the next time.